Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Not seeing anything, actually. What the heck? Okay. This should be fine. Pretty sure I'm on. But anyway, I'm going to act like I'm on even though I don't have any confirmation. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Delay Calling Random Games. Today's game is not so random again. Pirates fan here. As the Cubs take on the Pirates in this final matchup of this series. They split the first two games. The Cubs winning the first one. The Cubs winning last night. This thing is loud. Paul Skeens is on the mound for Pittsburgh today. So that definitely is a good sign for Pittsburgh's odds. Again, it's always a question, can this Pirates offense put up enough runs to, help Skeens out? As we look at the Cubs lineup, as they will be batting first, Happ, Tucker, Suzuki, Bush, Horner, Crow Armstrong, Amaya, Swanson, and Lopez. And Ray pitching for the Cubs, entering today's game with a .96 ERA, really solid. Started 3 games this year, so he's kind of just getting into that starter's role, I guess. I'm not going to even lie to you. I don't really know much about him. Looking at the MLB standings, and if you're a Pirates fan, you may want to look away. The Cubs are... Sorry, I'm just checking this here. Cubs are 18-13. The Reds 16-15. Brewers 16-15. Cardinals 14-17. Pirates 12-9. In the NL East, the Mets 21-10, Phillies 17-13, Braves 14-16, Nationals 13-18, Marlins 12-18. The Dodgers 21-10, Padres 19-11, Giants 19-12, Diamondbacks 16-14. The Rockies picking up their 5th win of the season yesterday to move to 5-25. That's a disaster. In the AL East, the Yankees 18-13, Red Sox 17-15, Rays 14-16, Blue Jays 14-16, the Orioles 12-18. The Tigers 19-12. We'll just do Guardians till someone tells me to call them the Indians. Guardians 17-13, Royals 16-15, Twins 13-18, White Sox 7-23. And finally in the AL West, the Mariners 18-12, Astros 16-14, A's 16-15, the Rangers 16-15, and the Angels 12-7. So Paul Skeens, of course, is on the mound for Pittsburgh. That's always a good sign. On the year, he is 3-2 with an ERA of 2.39. I feel like if you have a 2.39 ERA, you really shouldn't have many losses up to this point in the season. I mean, it's already April, and he's just above a 500 pitcher. Obviously, it's not because of him. It is more so with the offense that has just been so pathetic for the most part. They do have some bright spots in that Pirates offense, but we'll get to them whenever they are at the plate. As they are about to finish their warm-up here, Henry Davis is behind the plate for the Pirates. I guess I can go ahead and... They might be getting started, actually. Well, okay, umpire is cleaning off, so it's whatever. We'll go ahead and just get started here as Paul Skeens steps up. Henry Davis squats down, and in steps in Ian Happ from the left side. Skeens eyes him and delivers. And Happ's going to send this to right field, so first pitch swing is a first pitch single for the Cubs. So that's kind of a shocker here. First pitch just attacking Paul Skeens. I guess that's what you got to do. Looking at it's a 12:35 start for, in Pennsylvania if you're in the Eastern time zone. Not really many people there. I don't know how many people would be there if the records were inverse there, 19-12, but it does reflect the team. Here is Tucker. And that first pitch is in there, called strike. Tucker is batting .279 on the year, OPS of .935. So really solid. As apparently this is Skeens' 5th career start already against the Cubs. That's quite a bit. Of course, they are division rivals. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be outside. Ball one as Davis tries to frame it, but nothing doing there. As always, if you're used to the channel, please know that you are welcome to comment down below in the chat. I respond to all. And if you're not new, if you're new, oh, we got a pickoff attempt, but nothing. There's Hap is back. But if you are new, feel free to, again, comment down below. I respond to all. Again, the advantage of not having a lot of subscribers or anything like that is, well, that chat's not exactly going to be moving fast. So I'm down to talk about whatever. Talk about the game. Talk about what's going on in the MLB, NFL, whatever you'd like. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. I think that was the sweeper. Oh, slider. Pardon me. 1-2 count here to Tucker. Can have kind of ambush Skeens here with the leadoff single. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the 1-2. That's low in the dirt. Ball one. Or ball two, pardon me. So 2-2 count to Tucker. Hap on first. Pirates off to a pretty bad start, but, I should say what else is new, but the Pirates have actually started off well the last few years. Here's the 2-2. Tucker sends this to right. Reynolds is under it and makes the catch for out number one. So that's going to bring up Seiya Suzuki. He's batting .287 on the year, OPS of .929. I do have a question for you Pirates fans that are listening in, and I'm probably not going to get anything to respond, but why in the world did they put these away? Why do they have the Pittsburgh script? That is an away jersey. That just bothers me. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be low. Ball one. So they are wearing the black jerseys with the Pittsburgh script, and they apparently abandoned these iconic jerseys that they wear at home. Here is the 1-0 to Suzuki. That's going to be outside for a 2-0 count. Suzuki, again, .287, .929 OPS, 7 home runs on the year, 25 RBIs. Really solid year so far. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed, strike one. But yeah, I don't understand why the Pirates wear the Pittsburgh script black jerseys at home. That is an away jersey. And I don't know. I miss these. I just miss them. Here's the 2-1. It's going to be outside, strike two. So Skeens gets a call because nothing Pirates makes sense. You know what, American Dan? I completely agree. Sadly, man. One day the Pirates, I can't even say that. Can't even say they'll be good. 2-2 count. Oh, we got a pickoff attempt, but Hap is back as Valdez tags him multiple times on the bag. And Nutting probably wanted it. That wouldn't surprise me. It just makes no sense. Someone has to tell him that usually the city means that it's an away jersey. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be outside ball three. If you have the city of Pittsburgh or whatnot, that's usually they are the visiting team, and then the home team will say Pirates or, this little Pirates logo here. Just a little frustrating. Here is the 3-2 to Suzuki. Suzuki sends this to right, and Reynolds makes a great catch, and that'll force Hap to retreat. One day, once Nutting sells the team, yeah, hopefully. I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon. We all hope for it. We all do. So 2 outs here. And that's going to bring up Bush. He's batting .276. Skeen sets and delivers. Ground ball to second. Oh, nice play by Frazier. Throws to first for out number one. So one left on here for the Cubbies as we head to the bottom of the first. It's still 0-0. And normally during this time I would be telling you guys about the scores around the major leagues. But obviously this is the first game to start today. So nothing doing around the majors right now. I'm sure I will later down, probably in about third or fourth inning, there'll be some other games going on. So we'll be able to fill in this gap of time. Again, feel free to comment. American Dad and I talking about how the Pirates are pretty bad. Just, again, we're Pirates fans. We're pretty realistic. Cubs fans, don't be shy if there's any Cubs fans here. We're not going to really talk much smack. I mean, the Pirates aren't competing for anything. We're not a threat to the Cubs. But just chat about whatever you'd like. Again, I'm a big NFL fan, so if you want to talk about football, that's cool. Anything to really bridge the gap in between pitches or in between innings for the time being. That's fine with me. I'll just ramble. But if you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I call as many random baseball games as I possibly can. It really make much sense English-wise. I'm sorry. A lot of pressure in front of the camera. But again, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. If you really don't want to subscribe, I understand times are tough. But I do want to mention that after years of negotiating on YouTube, I made sure that subscriptions are free. So you don't have to pay a dime if you press that subscribe button. No bill will be sent to you. And you're welcome. I was thinking about the viewers, even if you're not a subscriber or non-subscriber, whatever. I made sure that you don't have to pay a single dime. So you're welcome. All right, so O'Neal Cruz will be leading off here for the Pirates. Reynolds is batting second. McCutchen at third, or not at third, but he's batting third. Cleanup is Valdez. Hayes at batting fifth. Canario batting sixth. Frazier in the 7-hole. Triolo batting eighth. And Davis batting ninth. Looking forward to seeing Gorski, but Gorski, I guess, just needed the rest. Or I guess that's what Shelton believes. All right, Ray sets, and we get this one started for the Pirates. O'Neal Cruz swinging on the first pitch, but it's snagged by the first baseman, who tosses to Ray for out number one. That was hot off the bat. Unfortunately, nothing doing there for the Pirates, or Cruz. Cruz is, as far as OPS is concerned, the best hitter on the Pirates. Still a little shaky out there in center. It's, again, try to keep things real. Cruz, though, has made a lot of interesting decisions out there in center. Earlier in the season, maybe as of late, he's fine. Here is Reynolds. First pitch is in there, or outside, rather, ball one. 1-0 count to Reynolds. Reynolds batting .236, OPS is .644, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. Not exactly performing how you'd expect him to perform, but he usually does pick up around June. There's the 1-0. That's a swing and a miss. Strike one. Reynolds, I believe, is going to ask for time. He does. 1-1 count to Reynolds. Again, not exactly where you'd expect his numbers to be, but usually does start off slow and does pick up in the month of June. For some reason, he's just a monster in June. Here is the 1-1 from Ray. And that's going to be fouled. So the count moves to 1-2. Reynolds apparently batting .583 against Ray in his lifetime. So that's nice to know. Hopefully he can get a pair of hits off him today. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside. Ball two. 2-2 count. Reynolds, I believe, this third most active hits against the Cubs. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be outside, ball three. So he's worked it full. Trying to frame it there, but nothing doing. Ray sets. And delivers the 3-2. And Reynolds sends this one to right. This one is gone. So there we go. It's a one-run game now. Oh, a terrible call. My bad. Reynolds with a one-run shot here to begin the scoring here in the bottom of the first. That was a terrible call. Terrible call. It kind of caught me off guard. I'm not even going to lie to you. So Brian Reynolds with the solo shot here in the bottom of the first. So, again, we talked about how he He was hitting 583 against Ray. Now, well, he's probably over 600 now. That is impressive stuff. That'll bring in Andrew McCutcheon. Can he be clutching? Batting 277, 827 OPS. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 to McCutcheon. Ground ball to first. He's going to toss it to Ray, who steps on the bag for out number 2. I do apologize about that home run call. That was bad. Really just kind of caught me off guard there, as that's going to bring up Valdez, Emmanuel Valdez, batting cleanup, 227 batting average, 753 OPS. 2 home runs on the year, 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Takes it down the middle, strike 1. Pirates now leading 1-0 thanks to the solo shot by Brian Reynolds. 0-1 count to Valdez. Here's the pitch. Valdez fouls this one back. So the count moves to 0-2. Valdez is going to ask for time. So he'll step back there, and we'll just wait a few more seconds before the next pitch. Oh, 2 count here to Valdez. Ray sets and delivers. In there, strike 3 called. Curveball backdoored him there as we head to the top of the second. Pirates leading 1-0 here in, well, about to be the second inning. Reynolds again with the solo shot. Really nothing doing again around the majors, so I can't really tell you any scores. There is one score, actually, I can tell you. Cardinals-Reds, 0-0 in the bottom of the first. And honestly, that might be one of the few games. Well, there's a few games actually scheduled to start in about an hour or so. So not all is lost. But again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I know I butchered that home run call. I will get better. But if this is the type of content you like, I recommend hitting that subscribe button. I've done mostly Pirates games. I do other games as well. So if you're a Cubs fan, don't feel like this is just a Pirates channel. This is actually my second Cubs game as well. The first one was that Cubs Diamondbacks game where it was like 2-1 in the 7th. And then it ended up being 14-11, Cubs winning. That was a great game to call. If I ever get around to it, I'll make a compilation of my greatest calls, and that will have a few in there for sure. But yeah, just hit that subscribe button as I try to grow this channel. Also, again, don't be a stranger. American Dan and I were chatting about how the Pirates are pathetic. Talk about whatever you'd like. Doesn't just have to be Pirates. Can be Cubs. Can be whatever you'd like. I'm a big football fan. The draft, I'm a Steelers fan as well. I feel like the Steelers had a pretty solid draft despite not having a second-round pick. So talk about whatever you'd like. I do respond to all, as that is the advantage of being like a small-time creator. So I'm just kind of killing time here before the top of the second because, again, there's no scores around the area really. So, but yeah, the weather down here is hot. Weather is out. Yeah, okay, here's skiing. So that's going to be outside ball one. Again, if you've been watching a lot of me, I've complained a lot about Pitt Sportsnet and how they just are terrible with the production. They'll cut back a mid-pitch, and they almost did there. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Pitt Sportsnet just not exactly run by elite people there, I guess. I don't know. It's really frustrating as he steps out for time. 1-1 count here. It's a Nico Horner, again, batting .295 on the year, 701 OPS. That's going to be inside. He did check his swing, but he did not go. Ball 2. 2-1 count to Horner. Skeens begins the windup and delivers. That's going to be outside, ball 3. Does frustrate me though, and I talked about this earlier. The Pittsburgh script, it really just needs to have just get the Pirates home jersey. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be inside, ball 4. So we lost him there. Lead off walk, kind of like what happened in the first inning, except if it wasn't a walk, it was a hit. Lead off hit by Happ. First pitch of the game. Was able to strand Happ at first. That's going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. He's a speedster. Skeen sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Slider just starts off outside and just ends up on the inside part of the plate. Just a lot of break there. Skeens sets and delivers. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Pete Crow Armstrong batting .275, OPS of .840, 6 home runs on the year, 21 RBIs. Here's the 1-1, and just reaches out and pops it up. Triolo is there to make the catch for out number 1. How's it going, Justin? It's going okay. I butchered a home run call earlier, so we're off to a terrible start on my end. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Justin. I cannot remember. I remember the name, Justin Zale. I do not recall the stream. I do apologize. I am the worst. Here's the pitch to Amaya. That's going to be outside, strike 1. Gets a little bit of a call there. May have gotten a piece of the zone there. It looks like it did if you're looking at the MLB game day right there. Have that for you guys rather than just seeing a big blob of me. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Nice defense there. You're facing Reynolds. Oh, yeah, are you the better? I think were you the Cubs guy? I think you might be the... Well, yeah, Reynolds had the solo shot, so that's tough luck. Tough luck. Again, just betting in this channel. Doesn't look good for bettors. That's going to be low in the dirt. Checked his swing. Did not go. Ball 2. If for some reason, if you're a bettor and you're watching my stream, usually you don't hit. Usually. I believe that was one of the streams right before the NFL draft. Play-by-play. JJ was in here. Play-by-play. JJ. Play-by-play. 2-1 count. There's a pickoff. That might have been the Cubs D-backs game, honestly. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Yes, sir, Cubs. Yeah, it was definitely Cubs and D-backs for sure. Pickoff attempting, and that one failed. 2-1 count. That one's going to be fouled back for strike 2. Cubs looking good to start the year, 18-13. I thought they would be a solid team. I did pick them to win the NL Central. Pirates thought they would be around 500, but not looking too hot as Skeen steps off. As we are 7 games below 500 already in April, not good. But this is May, brand new month. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be low, ball 3. Maybe the Pirates can make May their month. I will be holding my breath. See a Steelers jersey with the number 54. I'd have to really think about that. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So 2 away here for the Cubs. That's going to bring in Swanson. If I'm not mistaken, from what I saw this morning, the Cubs have one of the highest percentages to win the pennant. Well, again, like I said, the Cubs are – I think highly of the Cubs. I think they have a team that can definitely win a playoff series or two. Here's Swanson. That's going to be in there, strike 1. Swanson batting .203 on the year, .638 OPS. I would say the Cubs do expect to win this game despite Paul Skeens being on the hill. Here's the 0-1. Swanson gets a piece of that one, but that one is fouled back. Swanson again with the .203 batting average, 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. So he's in the 8 hole, but already has 5 home runs. Sadly, I don't think they'll keep Tucker. They need to pay him with how he's been playing. Well, I don't really know the contract there, so I'd have to look that up. As we do have a batter timeout. 2 outs here, top of the second. 0-2 count to Swanson as he steps back in the box. Skeens has allowed a leadoff single in the first, but left him stranded. And then a leadoff walk here, but looking like he's going to do the same thing. As now this is not a batter timeout. This is we're going to pan the camera around and figure out what's going on type of discussion. I don't know. They showed the umpire, the Pirates dugout. All right, here's the 0-2. Skeens sets and delivers. That's going to be low for ball 1. Possible hit and run there, but he didn't quite go. 1-2 count here. And then we got another pickoff attempt just to keep him honest. But that one is nowhere really competitive. 1-2 count to Swanson. It's been a while since we've had a pitch. Here's the 1-2. This one ripped down the left side, but that one is fouled. 1-2 count. Runner on first. Nico Horner is at first. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Pirates leading 1-0. Again, the solo shot by Brian Reynolds to open up the scoring here in Pittsburgh. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside. Ball 2. 32 pitches for Skeens so far. Skeens looks over and sets. And delivers. This one gets a piece of that one to second, but Frazier steps on the bag for out number 3. So the Cubs leave another one stranded as we head to the bottom of the second. Your score, Pirates 1, Cubs 0. All right, let's see what we got here. Cardinals, Reds, that is 0-0 in the top of the second. And that is the only one going on. Not much of a, hey, what's going on around the MLB? Nothing. Literally nothing. The only runs scored in America right now are indeed this game that you're listening to me commentate. Pirates up 1-0 again over the Cubs. If you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. Don't really look at the videos. Yeah, we'll work on that. We're ditching the video games. We're actually going to prioritize real life sports, which is actually what I did with the MLB predictions video, and then I did like a little clip of my NFL draft live stream. That was pretty neat. Live well, how's it going? A home run in the bottom of the first. Yes, sir. Caught me. It was the worst. If you were here for that, I do apologize. Worst home run call I've ever done because I didn't know what was happening. I was shocked. Dr. D, did you see that Trout got injured? Really? Man, that's rough. I would say his prime he's probably he's been out of his prime for a while, but that's a shame. He just gets hurt a lot. But if you do like what you see, guys, hit that subscribe button. Obviously, if you're not a subscriber, you should definitely do that. If you're a subscriber, well, I mean, you really shouldn't hit that subscribe button. I would say you don't need to click it again. That's it. You can leave it there. But I call a bunch of random games for baseball. Mostly Pirates, but again, I'm not shy to do other games. Last night I did the D-backs and Mets. The day prior I did Giants Padres. So I do go around the major leagues. So don't think I just stick with Pittsburgh. I will gladly do other games. As Brian Hayes, again, they're cutting back to action as it's so late. This one he flies out to shallow right. I really don't like the Pirates production. They come back at such a late time. The Lakers hurt my heart. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Timberwolves winning, upsetting the Lakers 4-1. Yeah, I can't say I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm not exactly happy, but as that first pitch is in there, strike one to Canario. I don't know. I guess I'd say I'm more of the on the MJ side of the debate when it comes to MJ and LeBron. Here's the 0-1. Canario, line drive left field. That's going to bounce, and he will get on first with the one-out single. I would say it's a breaking ball that hung in the middle of the plate. Canario had, again, he'd been batting .074, so he is now over 100. All right, that's going to bring up Adam Frazier. He's batting .244, OPS of .619. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be high, ball one. Live, well, who do you got winning it all in the NBA playoffs? 1-0 count to Frazier. Sets and delivers. That's going to be high, ball two. 2-0 count. Ray sets and delivers right down the middle, strike one. Two and one count to Frazier. Canario at first. Ray delivers. Frazier fouls this one back. 2-2 count. Pirates leading 1-0 again thanks to the solo shot by Brian Reynolds. Do not go back and rewatch that call. I'm being serious. It's the worst thing in the world. 2-2 count. Oh, we got a pickoff attempt, but he is back at the bag. I was not expecting that home run call. I wasn't expecting a home run that early. I sound like an idiot. I had no idea what was going on. 2-2 count to Frazier. Here's the pitch. Frazier fights this one off. I'm a big MJ fan. I grew up watching him. He is the GOAT, but I think Kobe was the GOAT of his era, and LeBron is definitely the GOAT of his era. But MJ will always be number one. You're a Boston fan. Okay. I got the Celtics winning, but who's to say every time I watch them they lose? I feel you, man. I feel you on that part. With just like whatever sports team I want, Pirates. I feel like we've lost so many games. Here's the 2-2. Frazier, ground ball to second. There's one and two. A double play to get out of the inning as we head to the top of the third. Your score, Pirates 1, Cubs nothing. But to be fair, the Pirates lose like when I'm not watching them. So I feel like that, I don't know, the Steelers. Like I've watched a lot of Steelers football ever since I got NFL Sunday ticket. And they've been very mid since I've gotten. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the reason the Steelers are so average. My bad, guys. Y'all beat the Cubs the other day. Yeah, we did, but woohoo. We're 12-19. Like, I don't know. I feel like the season's already over. I felt that after the first week when we were like, when we lost the series to the Marlins. I honestly, it was then I knew the season was over. If we're losing to the Marlins, like at very worst case scenario, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna split with the Marlins because it's in Miami. All right, whatever. No, we lose the series to the Marlins, who are not that good, not good at all, but we're not good either. I don't know. With the Pirates, I am just like a. What do you think about Sanders going to the Browns? Well, that was a crazy night, to say the least. When it comes to Thursday and then Friday, obviously he didn't go, which I was working Friday. I think it's a lot. I don't know. I don't think there's just too much noise. You look at the history of just players with quarterback position specifically, like Menzel, too much hype there. He was only in the league. He could never be a backup. Menzel could never be a backup. So that's pretty much whenever he was done with starting for a little bit over Brian Hoyer, he was pretty much out of the league. I don't know. Shador's pretty much going to have to win QB1, I'd say, or else I don't think he's got much of a future. But if he's a backup, unless, again, the media really is a problem. Media is the one that hyped up this guy probably a little bit too much. That first pitch from Skeens is in there, strike one. So, yeah, the media definitely, they push, but they also don't realize that hurts the player, especially if they don't live up to expectations. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be low, ball one. So, I don't know. He's pretty much, you can't see him being a practice squad player, and then, I don't know. It's going to be tough. 1-1 count to Lopez. Doesn't have a hit this year. I don't know how long he's been. What's your opinion of getting Howard over Shador? Well, again, I personally didn't want Shador. Howard, he's just a backup quarterback. That's just really it. I mean, if we weren't taking one in the first round, here's the 2-1. That's going to be line to Frazier. That's actually a catch. What a great play by Frazier for out number one. But yeah, I was really kind of all in on next year's quarterback class. Like, personally, if we could somehow get Arch next year, I'm going to be very happy. Or the next year's quarterback class. Nico is also supposed to be coming out, and I don't want that guy. I don't want Nico at all. I don't think anyone wants Nico. I don't know who would take him in the first round. That's going to be low, ball one. This is Ian Happ. Happ is 1 for 1. The only hit for the Cubs, obviously, it's only the third inning. 1-0 count to Happ. That's going to be outside, ball one. But yeah, Shador, it's tough. It's really a tough situation for him. And then Howard, again, I just view him really as a backup. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be in there, strike one. I definitely think the two best QBs in the draft are Ward and Dart. I know Ward was definitely one. As far as QB2, it's tough. 2-1 is way outside, ball three. You could make the argument Dart was 2, but again, who else was really there? I just think the media really hyped up Shador a little bit too much. And here's the 3-1. That's going to be outside, ball 4. He walked him. So Happ is on both times. Hit and a walk, and that's going to bring up Tucker. Yeah, I don't. It's tough. It's tough with that whole thing. Tucker is at the plate. That's going to be outside, ball one. I don't know. Shador just too much noise. That's just not something I'd like. Like with the Rodgers thing, I understand he's very noisy, but it's literally just a 1-year thing and then kicking him out, after that. You're done, you're retired, please go away. That's how I view the Rodgers for Pittsburgh. Pickoff attempt, that one is going to be it's going to be back. One-0 count to Tucker. One out here, runner on first. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, a called strike. That one might have been inside. Who do you think Jacksonville's going to... Hunter, they've got to play him both positions. There's no way. Right? Rourke could have went 3. Rourke, is he the guy from Indiana? I think that's the one. I don't know. He wasn't all that impressive. 1-1 pitch is going to be outside, ball 2. With Travis, he has to play both ways. Even if he's wide receiver 2 and cornerback 3 or 4 or whatnot, he's got to play. If he doesn't make the team as one, he's got to make the team as another. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be in there. Called strike may have gotten a little bit of a favor by the umpire, so 2-2 count. But yeah, no, with Travis, Like, you draft him that high because he could play both. There's no way, like, an organization would draft him that high and says, nah, you're just playing one. Like, that would be very foolish of Jacksonville to do that. 2-2 is going to be high, ball 3. So, potential another base runner here for the Cubs in the top of the third. You know, because, like, if you just take Hunter as a corner, he was all right. I saw him get burned a lot, but who didn't? And then receiver, he's probably a lot better receiver. I wouldn't say he's a top 2 pick as a receiver. That one is fouled back, actually hits Davis. So Davis, a little shaken up there. Is that, again, the ball went straight back to him. He's going to replay this one. Oh, yeah, hit him on the thigh. No padding there. Oh, gosh. Voice is cracking. But, yeah, no, I would say he's got to play both ways. And if it just doesn't work, I mean, you try it at least. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Then you, like, hey, whatever position you don't want to play. Or 3-2 is going to be inside ball 4. So he's walked Tucker. So back-to-back walks here by Skeens. That's going to bring up Suzuki. Yeah, he was from Indiana, but he wasn't anything special, really. I figured he would be a positive thing recruits look for in a player who doesn't really get affected by weather or temp. I haven't watched Jacksonville since Reggie Williams. Okay, that's been a while. He was a senior when I was a freshman in high school, so we're going to see what Jacksonville does. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see. Skeens' first pitch there to Suzuki, ball 1. Jacksonville, I would expect them to be okay. I think they probably underperformed last year. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be down low, ball 2. So Skeens is having some trouble here just getting the ball over the plate. Again, back-to-back walks. And Davis is actually going to talk to Skeens. But I don't know. I remember just watching the Rourke. I just wasn't too impressed. But, yeah, he might have been like a backup. I don't know about a starter. I have a feeling he'll play more defense than offense, though. But at first, I think it'll be an even split. At first, I would say, yeah, definitely a split. I actually think he's a better receiver. And I know, again, with the way the offense is in the NFL now, like, you got to put more eggs in that basket, I would say. I think Hunter's a lot better receiver than corner. But again, that's just me. I mean, I know a lot of people that think the other way around. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside. Ball 3, trying to get him to chase or just, I don't know, couldn't quite get into the zone. I'm not too sure. 3-0 count to Suzuki. Again, he walked Happ and Tucker. Here's the 3-0. Low, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. He's walked 3 in a row. But no, I do think Jacksonville will be, I mean, I'm interested to see how, I mean, regardless, like, of how everything goes with Shador, I want to see how Shador's going to do. Like, in the preseason especially, I'd like to see, I want to watch his preseason games if I can. And then Jacksonville, I want to see Travis Hunter play. It'd be pretty cool. Ground ball to second. We have a chance for 2. There's 1 and 2. Double play. Wow, he just gets Bush to ground out via double play. It looked like Skeens couldn't pitch the ball. And then first pitch to Bush is a double play. So he gets out of another jam. As we head to the bottom of the third, the Pirates still up 1-0 thanks to the Brian Reynolds solo shot home run. Well, I think I may have missed some chats here. I'm sorry. Let me go back. What about Andy Anderson and Giannis? The only thing I know about that is that Halliburton's dad went on the court. Tyrese Halliburton. His dad went on the court. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that, what his dad did. Like, I felt like he was living through his son. And I guess you can do that, but he didn't go and celebrate with the son at all. Like, he went literally straight to taunt Giannis. Like, he was standing in the court, and then he's getting a face-to-face interaction with Giannis. Like, he's the one that beat Giannis. Like, Giannis, better man than I am. I probably would have decked him. But then Giannis would have been the bad guy had he decked him. Just that was a horrible situation. But it is crazy. I don't know why teams are you're a Celtics fan, so maybe I'm wrong here, but I had Doc as my coach in Philly for a little bit. Doc just chokes in the playoffs. All he does is lose. I would say he got carried by, Garnett, Rondo, and Pierce. I mean, what has he done since? I don't know. It's kind of wild. If you think about it, if they're struggling on the defensive side, they'll have them more on the defensive side. But if they're absolutely balling out on the offensive side, they might as well keep them there. You're from India. I got you. Hey, if you like Rourke, you like Rourke. I mean, I liked Pickett. I didn't like Pickett enough to take him in the first round. I liked Pickett, so I get it. Just the college I cheer for or whatever. I don't know. I just think you need to score points, especially with all the rules now. You gotta put all your eggs there. But again, I think you're right. They are going to start him. They should start him on both sides, offense and defense. I do feel bad for Giannis. He might leave. He may leave Milwaukee. Here's Triolo. He's batting 175, and this one is sent to right field as Tucker is there to make the catch for out number 1. That is going to bring up Henry Davis. He's batting 130, OPS of 428. If you're in Pittsburgh, if you're living in Pittsburgh this Saturday, first 20,000 fans get a free 80s t-shirt. So, hey, head there now. Or head there Saturday, I should say. First 20,000. If you don't want the shirt, send it my way. I get a large. First pitch is outside ball 1. 1-0 count here to Davis. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's in there. Strike 1. I think Giannis will base his decision on how Dame recovers. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. He got injured. Damian Lillard. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be low, ball 2. I don't know where Giannis would go. That'd be interesting. 2-1 count to Davis. Again, Davis kind of struggling. 130, OPS of 428. Not necessarily living up to that first-round pick hype. Takes inside, but that one is well over the plate. I don't understand Davis acting like it was so close to him, but it was right over the plate. 2-2 count. Come on, Davis. Henry, what are you doing? He stands so close to the plate, he tries to intimidate, but the thing is, he doesn't intimidate anybody. 2-2 count to Davis. High. Ball 3. Three-two count. Full count here to Davis. Ray sets. And delivers. Inside ball 4. He walked him. Said he was going to leave the Bucks. Well, I heard he unfollowed the Bucks on social media. Dr. I don't know if you heard him, but Ant said this on the podcast. If I want to chip in the next 2-3 years, I'm going to play football. No, he will not play football. No, can't play football. Football is a different mindset. No, you need to be playing football literally the whole time. If you take any time off of football, you're done. You're done. Here is Cruz with the runner on first. It's going to be called strike. It's very rare when someone can take time off. Maybe not the quarterback position, but any other position. It's really hard. I mean, just look at Le'Veon Bell. Perfect example that hits home with me. Him wanting more money. He's an idiot. Holds out. Comes back to the Jets. He's washed. Yeah. Here's the 0-1. Cruz sends this to left. That one's in the gap. It drops. It's at the warning track. Cruz is going to cruise into second. Davis going home, and he scores. Beats the throw. So Cruz with a nonchalant double here in the bottom of the third. Davis was booking it. And the Pirates double their lead. They now lead 2-0 over the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. I think he will. That was his first love. We'll see. I don't know. I didn't want... I was actually one of the few at the time. I remember this. I'm like, no, if Bell wants more money, no. Everyone was like, no, pay the man. Personally, I think he was already somewhat declining. And I can tell you after this, here's the first pitch to Reynolds. That's going to be outside ball one. Runner on second here. But if you look at his stats, Bell only averaged a flat 4.0 behind a really elite Steelers offensive line. I think, again, Connor came in next year and did fine. He did pretty good. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be low ball two. So I personally think the Steelers made the right decision. Unfortunately, we hadn't done anything since then, but I didn't really think it was necessary. Bell wanted $17 million. Like, no, go kick rocks, bud. Here's the 2-0 from Ray. That's going to be low ball three. Najee was a dancing diva. Oh, Najee, man. It's tough with him. I'll explain why after this 3-0. And Reynolds with the solo shot in the first. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside. Ball four. He walks Reynolds. Ray cannot figure out Reynolds. So Najee, rookie year last year with Ben, Najee was a beast. Statistically, you'll look like, what the heck? What are you talking about? That offensive line was terrible. And I honestly believe that year gave Najee, it's a mound visit, by the way. I want to make that clear that way if you just think I'm getting off topic. Najee had PTSD with how bad that line was because he wasn't like that his rookie year. Najee was going downhill, literally had no room to work with. So second year, literally trying to dance around holes that are somewhat open. The line was still bad, but I think he literally just had PTSD with how bad that rookie year line was. And then there were times when you'd see him at the end of, 2023 when, hey, just run downhill. And he was popping off at the end of the year with Mason Rudolph. They were handing the ball a lot to Najee, and he was just running downhill. That's just I feel bad for him. He seems like a decent guy, and it is what it is. Here's the first pitch to McCutchen. That's going to be in there for ball one. What's up, Luis? How's it going? Glad to see you. It's your third straight game. You've come and see me. I appreciate you. Just talking about some football here. It's going to be fouled back by McCutchen. I know you're more of a baseball fan, Luis, so I'll go ahead and recap it for you. The Pirates leading off in the bottom of the first with the Brian Reynolds solo shot, and then Cruz has a RBI double here in the bottom of the third. They're still on at the plate. McCutchen's at the plate. Cruz at second. Reynolds at first. That's going to be a breaking ball in there for strike two. Considering it's Ben Johnson, if Jenny fell down to the Bears, would they have grabbed him? I don't know. 1-2. Actually, he's going to step off the bag, look Cruz back. I don't know. That would have been interesting. I think the Bears, I would probably respect the Bears a lot more as far as that offense is concerned. Again, they're trying to support Caleb. Definitely. I would say they have. Oh, we got a time called here. Batter McCutchen called it late. Ray doesn't seem to like that. Skeens on the mound. Skeens is indeed on the mound for the Pirates. Got into a little bit trouble. He walked the bases loaded in the top of the third, but he was able to get out of it with a double play ground ball. But yeah, back-to-back walks by Skeens and able to get out of it. Here's the 1-2. McCutchen sends this to right. This one's not going to get out of here as Tucker's going to make the catch. Cruz is going to tag up. No, he doesn't tag up. Oh, Cruz. Come on, buddy. Could have easily tagged up and gotten a third. That's going to bring up Valdez. That's a little frustrating. Again, you will never hear me complain about Cruz's at the plate, but he had been running. Why were you running? Oh, my gosh. That's tough. I will complain about his base running and his defense, though, for sure. That was a perfect example of it right there. Going to be a good day for the Pirates. Whoa, Luis. We've lost games with Skeens before. Wouldn't shock me today. Valdez, first pitch, pops it up. Does this stay in play? Not quite. Just over the netting. 0-1 count. I think Caleb was going to be a bust, Elother. Like, finally, they actually took a real QB at 1, when in reality, they should have taken Jaden Daniels is pretty good. I do have a test, though, on, like, rookie QBs that make it to the playoffs and have a really good year. Can he do it again? So if he can do it again next year, I definitely will be all on, like, hey, he's for real. Same thing with Stroud, because usually, again, you don't have enough tape on these guys. Stroud makes it back to the divisional playoff. Now, to me, he's an elite quarterback now. Valdez pops it up. Bush is under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Pirates double their lead here in the bottom of the third as they lead 2-0 as we head to the top of the fourth. Yeah, no, the Pirates are looking good right now. For now, we'll see. I'm still not going to hold my breath. But no, like Stroud, to me, he's already elite. You know, like, again, like if you're a rookie, you got to do it again. If you can go back-to-back in your first 2 years to the playoffs, like I would say, okay. Like you definitely earned it. You're wasn't a fluke. Like you are now in that conversation for me is like, hey, you're like in that top 10 discussion. So can Daniels do it? And if you look at the Washington Redskins / Commanders last few years, like last 10 years, every time they get like first, they followed up with like 4 or 5 years of like trash. Even that goes back to RG3. RG3, they go to the playoffs that year with him, nothing since. Then they go to the playoffs, I think, once with Kirk, nothing since. And then they go to the playoffs with Alex Smith and Heineke, nothing until this past year with Daniels. So it's we'll see. Like I said, history, believe it or not, you look at the NFL history, obviously not all the time, but history repeats itself more than you'd think. That's why, like, Brady struggled in Miami. Why? Miami wasn't good. They were trash during his entire 2 decades there, but struggled in certain places. History, for some reason, repeats more than you think. Stroud did it twice, but he also had a really bad second year. Pat McAfee show this morning, they don't think the Bears will reach 9 wins. Stroud did. He wasn't as good, but again, like, he got to the playoffs. He won a playoff game. If you can get the wins, I don't really care about the stats. Stroud, to me, is a winner. Bears I don't know. Like, again, like the Bears, they have the weapons. Caleb, we'll see how Caleb is. I mean, they are surrounding him with weapons, so if he doesn't perform this year, then, yeah, he will enter. I will start. The conversation about bust territory will be there. That first pitch to Horner is outside ball 1. 1-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Also, I did forget to mention, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I call a bunch of baseball games. And again, I love chatting away. It makes the games go by faster. It makes conversation. There's no gaps of silence. And again, I love football. So if you want to talk about football, subscribe for one. And then you can also chat. You can do one or the other, but preferably both. Don't just have to be a Steelers fan. You can be a Cubs fan. You can be a Bears fan. You can be whatever. As Horner sends this to left. And Canario makes a nice catch for out number 1. And again, I pretty much do this whenever I'm not working or, my wife says, I don't need your attention for now, then okay, we're good. But whenever she wants my attention or I'm working, I pretty much can't be here. So I'm sorry, but I have to have my priorities straight. So Crow Armstrong here, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's Skeens, as this one is popped foul. Again, join the discussion. Feel free to chat about whatever you'd like. Live Well and Justin definitely keeping me some good company. Appreciate it. Don't forget, Stroud only lost to the Lions by 3. Hold on. I'm kind of confused by that comment here. We got a shallow blooper here. Cruz sliding in there to make a catch. Oh, that was a great play by Cruz. So, hey, great defensive play by Cruz. I'll back off for him for a little bit here. Sliding at just full speed. The Cubs may challenge. I thought he got under it. Stroud's in AFC. Are you talking about Stroud only lost to the Lions by 3. I'm trying to think what team you're thinking about. Because it wasn't the Lions, because the Texans cannot play the Lions in the playoffs. This one is fouled to the left side. Pretty sure it was 3. Jaden Daniels beat the Lions. But no, Stroud could not. He did not beat the Lions. I can tell you that right now. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be inside ball 1. This is Amaya at the plate. He's batting .279 on the year, .783 OPS. Yeah, I actually don't remember who. Oh, Stroud beat the Texans, I believe. That's going to be in there. No, the Chargers. Strike 2. I think the Texans played the Chargers first round. Yeah. And last year, who did they play first round? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. Here I am, the NFL historian. I don't know what happened last year. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be fouled back. The Steelers last few years have definitely impacted me negatively. I can tell you that. Everything's a blur. 1-2 count here to Maya. Skeens looking to make quick work here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. Yes. Yeah, Jaden Daniels beat the Buccaneers, beat the Lions, and then losing to the Eagles. Pretty good run. Pretty good teams to knock off, I can tell you that. Buccaneers, I thought, would definitely win that game. The Baker and the Bucs have something good in Tampa. Here's the 1-2. Reaches for it. Ground ball to short. Triolo throws to first for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3, go the Cubs. Cruising. They're showing that replay. Nice catch. Nice sliding catch. As the Buccaneers, the Bucs lead the Cubs 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. I think I can do a little MLB update now. Reds up 2-1 over the Cardinals in the top of the 4th. D-backs Mets 0-0. Rays over the Royals 1-0. The Guardians over the Twins 1-0 in the top of the 2nd. Found out the other day that Crows Armstrong's parents are both actors. Really? I didn't know that. That's cool. Definitely a personality, I would say, with his the only thing I know about Crow Armstrong is his interesting photos for the year, I guess, last year and this year. Again, don't be a stranger. Feel free to comment, talk about whatever you'd like. We're talking about C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels and how this football season will go, and it's pretty exciting. I love football. Football is more of my passion for sure. Got my degree in NFL knowledge. That's why I'm a doctor. I just made that up, but we'll go with that from now on. Also, again, a first-time visitor, feel free to subscribe. It's free, as I just mentioned. It's free. Feel free to. It's free. Won't cost you a dime. There will be no bill sent to you. I don't think you'd be missing out at all. So I was in Little League. Okay. Little League, I don't recognize. Can a Patriots fan be welcome? Oh, Jonathan. All right, I'll let it go. Jonathan. Okay? I understand we may have had problems for 2 decades, but you know what? We're okay now. Jonathan. You're welcome. You're welcome to come on in here and chat away. Now, I actually have some Patriots fans that have subscribed already, and I do have a friend up in Boston, real-life friend, too, and he's one as well. Hayes pops it up, and it's caught for out number 1. It is what it is. Here's the first pitch to Carnario. That's going to be outside ball 1. Did they cheat? I think so, personally, but it happened. It is what it is. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Jonathan, what brings you to this Pirates-Cubs game? Is it betting? If I had to guess, it's betting. Everyone's betting now. Everyone's a sports bettor. Softballs are good. I'm referring to Spygate and other things, but yeah, that's fair. Ground ball to second. He's going to throw to first for out number 2. So very quickly, 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to bring up Adam Frazier. He's 0 for 1 on the night. It's crazy what's going on in New England. And if the Astros were caught cheating, the Pats definitely were. I mean, no, I 100% think the Patriots are cheating. No, I do. It's but again, to me, it happened. It's already done. Nothing I can do about it. I think the Steelers were robbed of some potential appearances there. That one's outside ball 1. Super Bowl appearances, that is. I think Ben should have 3 or 4 rings, but doesn't happen. 1-0 is a ground ball to first. He's going to toss it to Ray for out number 3. So very quickly, 1, 2, 3, the Pirates go down. As we head to the top of the 5th, your score, Pirates 2, Cubs 0. At Just Sale, are you also talking about torpedo bats? Jonathan Anderson cannot believe his eyes. Luis, no. Torpedo bats, yeah, that's interesting. I actually am not against torpedo bats as long as everybody's using torpedo bats. Really, I mean, that's... Now, if I see a torpedo bat, am I going to hate on it like immediately? No. But it's, I don't know. I think it's a little bit, I don't know. I think it should be like the standard bat if that's the case. You think torpedo bats are fair? Yeah, I mean, again, anyone can use them. I just think it'd be I think everyone should use them. Like, I don't know. But you have a choice. I mean, players do have a choice now to use them. And whether they don't or not, they feel like the regular bat's better for them, then I definitely understand that side of the argument too, and I'm not going to really argue with it. It's just interesting how people can, I don't know, just design the bat to maximize. They look cool. They do look cool, honestly. They look like they can freaking, I mean, they can. They send it pretty far. Baseball is indeed what we're talking about, Coffee Beans. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. But again, the Pirates up 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. Don't be a stranger. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Again, this is what I do. Look at my live streams in the past, and you can see that I've called other baseball games. I don't think this is a one-off. As far as videos and content, I will work on that. I have some footage, recorded. I just really need to get more of a script in there so I can know what I'm actually talking about. Bro, they are using technology to customize bats to maximize individual batting. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I think it'll probably be the future. I think everyone in the a decade or so will probably be using them. That first pitch in there to Swanson is a called strike. Now, I do think torpedo bats will probably be something that they use in the future. This one is fouled back, strike 2. Now, if you guys, again, you're baseball fans, if you've heard of the channel Baseball Does Not Exist, he had a video on that. If y'all saw the video, there's actually is a link between using the torpedo bats, again, it's a very small sample size, and injuries. So that's also another thing that may caution players from using it. Here's the 0-2. Swanson fouls this one back. It's smart. It makes the game more exciting and more action is involved. I love what the game has become. I do agree with that as far as more excitement. I do think there needs to be more hitting. I don't know. Here's the 0-2. This one's going to be sent to center. Cruz is on the morning track. And it's going to be gone. It just kept going. Cruz was looking like he was going to make the catch just every few seconds, but no, it just kept carrying on him as Dansby Swanson hits his 6th home run of the year. The Pirates now only lead 2-1. As far as the game today, I still think pitchers are still a little too OP. As far as just, I don't know. I think it's just because the batting averages, they're kind of bad. Now, to be honest with you, the Cubs' batting averages aren't too bad at all. You look at their lineup, pretty good. But still nobody above 300 in that lineup. And they are a good hitting team. That first pitch is in there, strike one. I think there just needs to be a little more healthier balance. I understand the game now. Hey, you got to hit for power. It's what leads to more runs. That's going to be outside, strike two. Lopez does not like that call. Oh, wow, what a reaction. Love the bigger bases and the pitching timer. Yes, I do like those changes. Make the game better and does not affect the soul. I agree. Yeah, I do like that. Valdez with a nice play. Tosses to Skeens. And that is out number one. Though they may look at this because he was booking it down that line. Looked like they got... Oh, wait. We have an ejection. Craig Counsell just got ejected. And then there's the other guy that's... Oh, Lance Barrett may have gotten ejected, not Craig Counsell. I'm not too sure, but the guy with the beard for the Cubs just got ejected. Oh, yeah, he let the umpires know. He did not like that call. Which, can't you review it? I'm not too sure. Apparently he said something terrible because that was immediate. The play pretty much ended. 2 seconds later, I hear Greg Brown saying, oh, he got ejected. That one's going to be outside ball 1.5. That's crazy. Are you the doctor of baseball? I am not the doctor of baseball. If I'm the doctor of anything, I would say I'm the doctor of football, doctor of all NFL knowledge. College football I am getting more into, and it's really exciting. 1-0 pitch is swung on a miss, strike one. But I would say, yeah, no, my expertise is more in the NFL range. Barrett, they showing the replay of him spitting everywhere and definitely swearing. You can read the lips. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. You okay with robot umps for review? Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that too. I think they shouldn't replace the umpires. Review? Yeah. And you get only so many. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three is called. So Happ goes down for the first time today. Again, he had a hit in the first, a walk in the third. Strikeout here in the fifth. It's going to bring up Tucker. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Skeens. Sets. And delivers. And Tucker sends this to right. Reynolds back at the wall. And it's gone. So Kyle Tucker here with another shot. Oh my gosh. So 2 home runs here in the top of the fifth. And just like that, it's a tie ball game. This is why I'm telling you. I am realistic with the Pirates. I know the Pirates. Like a 2-0 lead in the fourth. Yeah. A 9-0 lead in the fourth. Yeah. Because just like that, it's now a tie game, 2-2. Tucker and Swanson taking Skeens deep here in the fifth. And it's caught by a Cubs fan, too. That is tough. Throw it back, kid. First pitch is outside ball one. 1-0 count to Suzuki. Again, tie game now. Skeens allowing 2 home runs here in the fifth. Now, again, they were solo shots, so not too bad. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be outside ball 2. I think there should be at least 3 reviews, 1 for each 3 innings, but if you challenge and it's right, you can use it again, but I don't think you should get more than 4 or 5. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky situation when it comes to, like, reviewing. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball 3. Like what if one batter like uses it a lot, and I don't know. That's tough. That is tough. 3-0 count. That's going to be ripped to left. Canario back at the wall, and it's gone. 3 home runs here in the top of the 5th for the Cubs. Oh my gosh. No, what are you doing? Oh, as the Cubs now take a 3-2 lead in the top of the 5th. Oh my goodness. 3 home runs. They just launched off that bat. Oh man. So that's going to bring up Michael Busch. He's 1 for... No, he's not 1 for 3. He's now 1 for 3 as he singles to Cruz. So the Cubs are just tearing up Skeens here in the 5th. And that's going to bring up Nico Horner. What just happened? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know the Pirates. I know nothing's over. Skeens is just getting cooked right now. Just 3 home runs in the 5th. He looked pretty good. Had some command issues earlier in this one. But for the most part, again, he had kept the Cubs off the scoreboard. That's all you really care about. He's going to step off here. Not you, Skeens. Not you. It is. Livy is ours. Whoa. Not quite. No, sir. Livy's is still Paul's. That's going to be outside strike 1. So he gets a little bit of a call there. This is Nico Horner at the plate. 292. 700 OPS. 0 for 1. He has a walk. Skeens sets and delivers. That's going to be outside ball 1. Again, if you're just joining in, 3 home runs this inning. All of them solo shots, as the Cubs now lead 3-2. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be outside. Ball 2. Checked his swing. He did not go. 2-1. You know, if Davis had actually threw, might have gotten him out there. I feel like he was going to beat him there. 2-1 count. Horner sends this to right. Reynolds works his way under it and makes the catch for out number 3. Oh, 3 huge hits there for the Cubs as they now take a 3-2 lead as they head to the bottom of the 5th. Wow, that was unexpected. Reds Cardinals is delayed. They lead 2-1. D-backs met 0-0 top of the 3rd. Rays up 1-0 over the Royals in the top of the 3rd. The Guardians up 1-0 over the Twins. Again, if you want me to say Indians, just let me know. I have no problem with that either. And that is pretty much it happening across the major leagues. Again, feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I pretty much call these games whenever I'm not working or my wife, says, I don't need your attention for now. I am good. You can do your thing. And then that's when I do my thing, which is right here. I've pretty much abandoned my friends in real life. They are mad at me, but hey, I tell them they can come on. Anyway, yeah, if you like this type of thing, hit that subscribe button. I do, again, a bunch of random baseball games. Looking forward to football in the fall. I am a huge football fan. That'll take priority. Now, don't think I'm going to ditch baseball during the week. Obviously, football isn't going on, so I will be covering baseball games during the week as well in the fall. So I expect to have a lot of fun, and hopefully I've earned that subscription. That did escalate quickly live. Well, I told you, man, I didn't think 2-0 lead. Nah, it may have been looking good, but I knew just deep down. I didn't think Paul would be the one, though. Now, that's a little bit of a surprise. Also, again, don't hesitate to comment down below. I love reading what you guys have to say. Some of it's funny, some of it's just sports talk, and that's what we're all here for. We're all sports fans, and we're just all hanging out, having a good time. I'm just the one that's watching the game and commentating, so no pressure on you guys. You guys can just talk about whatever you'd like. Here's the first pitch to Triolo. And that's going to be in there, called strike. Here is the 0-1 from Ray. Here's the pitch. Trillo pops it up, and this one is going to be caught by Bush for out number 1. Pretty much doing what, if you guys know what official Jaguar is, this is pretty much what I do, or I kind of somewhat of a poor man's official Jaguar Gator, so he's definitely the best, I would say. Love the way you commentate. Very entertaining. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ben. I try. I really do. Again, it really is. Here, hold on. Here's the first pitch to Davis. That's going to be outside ball 1. Again, it's no pressure, but whenever I'm conversing with people and calling game, I feel like my energy is just so much higher. So it's just, I feel I do credit you guys as well. You guys are also the reason. 1-0 count is in there, strike 1. I do call, I work with the radio station, so I call games a little bit, and when I'm by myself, the energy just isn't the same. But if I have another guy there, it's so much better. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be fouled back. So you guys are pretty much my color, except, you guys are talking about other things. Cubbies hit Paul with that chicken junk. Oh, my gosh. Good morning, sports fan. Who hit a home run for the Cubs? Well, Swanson, was it Happ, I believe? Happ? No, Tucker and Suzuki. So, yeah, those are your 3 guys that hit a home run there. That's going to be outside. So the count is 2-2. No chicken jockey here. So, yeah, Swanson, Tucker, and Suzuki. 3 home runs off Skeens. It's only 3-2. But 3 home runs is crazy. That pitch is inside. Ball 3 almost hit him. Thought it did. Nick, good to see you. How was work last night? I know you worked the late shift. I do not envy that. I used to do that. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be popped up. That's going to be caught by Horner for out number 2. Ray looking pretty solid. Again, he's had these, the solo shot from Reynolds. And, of course, in the third, he had a little bit of trouble. But for the most part, he's dominating. Only 54 pitches. And we are in the 5th inning with 2 outs. So Ray could go deep in this one. Ray sets and delivers. There's strike 1. 0-1 to Cruz. Cruz is 1 for 2 with an RBI, of course. Had the RBI double in the third. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be down low, strike 2. Cruz, I believe, is going to ask for timeout. Looks like there's dirt or something in his eye. He's still rubbing it. 0-2 count to Cruz. Batting .257, .914 OPS. Solid at the plate this year. That's going to be high and inside, ball 1. Cruz finally hitting that potential when it comes to that him at the plate. Still a bit questionable out in the field, though he had a nice sliding catch earlier in this one. I cannot deny. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside, ball 2. Cruz is another name that, I know a lot of people joke about Paul Skeens. Obviously not going to be traded this year or anything like that, but, hey, Skeens is a future Dodger, future Yankee, whatever. Cruz could also be one of those names that he may leave whenever his contract's up or traded. Here's the 2-2. That's down in the dirt, ball 3. Cruz, again, with a tremendous potential. Work sucks. Need to hit a home run parlay so I can take tonight off. I didn't take anyone from the Cubs because Skeen was on the mound. Unlucky, I'm telling you, man. The betting, it's so random. Sports is so random. That one is fouled back. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That was off Amaya's mask. Oh, that is tough. 3-2 count here to Cruz. Ray sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So at the end of the 5, the Cubs lead 3-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. I'm pulling for you, Nick. I hope you get something. I don't know. You don't ask me anything. I don't know. Again, it's so random. Baseball is, and on any given day, someone can hit a home run. On any given day, a perfect game can happen. Like it's kind of rare now. Again, without they pull pitchers after like 5 or 6 innings. All right, from around America, the Rays up 1-0 over the Royals in the top of the 4th. D-backs Mets 0-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Guardians up 1-0 over the Twins as they head to the bottom of the 3rd, and that is all. And the Reds and Cardinals is delayed at 2-1. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. This is pretty much what I do. If you don't believe me, don't look at my videos. Look at my live, and I do more live than videos. We're going to ditch the MLB The Show thing as I'll work on actual real-life sports content in the near future. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed this, and if you want to be a part of it, hey, feel free to chat down below. I definitely love interacting with you guys. You guys have been pretty great for the most part. Honestly, I don't really recall many bad ones. But no, I mean, Nick here, Nick's been in here a lot, live well as well. Luis, he's been in a good few here. Justin, this I believe is his second. If I recall, I could be wrong. I do apologize, Justin. But Justin's been very active today, and I appreciate everyone, whether you're watching or commenting. I do appreciate you. Again, don't be shy. We're all sports fans. Feel free to talk about whatever you'd like. And again, I do appreciate the kind comment from Ben here saying I do a entertaining job, and I try. I really do. But again, it's more of a team effort. It really is. Yeah, Reds and Cards is delayed. I'm assuming it's a rain delay, if I had to guess. Doesn't really say for what reason. Usually it does say rain delay, but it only says delayed. All right, so Skeens is done. Skeens has been pulled. They have Joey Wentz. Joey Wentz is going to be going for the 6th here as he faces Crow Armstrong. Here's the pitch. Crow Armstrong, grounder to second. He throws to first for out number 1. How about those Mariners? They've been having some hot bats lately. Let's build a community. Well, I'd like to build a community. As far as the Mariners, they have been. Mariners have actually put up some pretty good amount of runs. Here, let's show you the Mariners here. 152 runs. I mean, it's not too bad. It's definitely crushing the rest of the AL West. In the AL, I believe that's 3rd most. So they are crushing it. Here's the first pitch to Amaya from Wentz. That's going to be outside ball 1. The Mariners are indeed. I'll have to call another Mariners game very soon. I don't know I don't really know what's in store for tomorrow. I do work tonight. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be chopped foul. It'd be cool to build a community, Nick. It really would be. Dr. Delay. I don't know what we call the community. Dr. Delay's community or Delay's community or the doc something. I don't know. 1-1. That's going to be in the dirt. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-1 count. Oh, it did look like he went. Oh, I would say he went. Amaya actually was kind of giving the side eye there to the first base umpire. Here's the 2-1. This one is popped up. Valdez and Frazier looking for it. Frazier is the one that calls it off and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 away here for the Cubs, and that'll bring up Dansby Swanson. Swanson had the first home run in the 5th. It's batting .208, 667 OPS. Wentz sets and delivers. That's going to be way outside ball 1. 1-0 count here to Swanson. Again, had batting .208. I guess he's going to fly out here. I hate that that's a little bit ahead. 1-0, I'm assuming he's flying out, and that is indeed at the track. Reynolds looking for it and makes the catch. That was actually not just your typical fly out. Reynolds smiling as he was kind of tripping and stumbling out there trying to make the catch, and he does. So we head to the bottom of the sixth. The Cubs leading 3-2. Skeens ending the day with .30 fantasy points. Yeah, just not a great outing for him as far as his standards are concerned. Only allowed 5 runs. Did only pitch 5 innings, though. As you can, I don't know if you can see that. Again, I don't know why it's cut off on the right side of the screen. I'll try to fix that in the near future. But he allowed 3 home runs, had 4 walks, allowed a hit per inning, which, that's not too bad. But again, the 4 walks add on to that. Only had 2 strikeouts, so he wasn't missing many bats for the Cubs. So Cubs knocked him out pretty early. Let's see what's going on across the league. Reds Cardinals is still delayed. Royals Rays 1-1 as they head to the bottom of the 4th. D-backs Mets 0-0 as they head to the top of the 4th. Guardians up 1-0 over the Twins in the bottom of the 3rd. Brewers and White Sox are scheduled to get underway in a few minutes. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It won't cost you a dime. You're welcome for that. And again, I would not make a YouTube video until I told YouTube, look, I am not going to charge these guys to subscribe to my channel. And YouTube was like, no, you have to do it. It's ridiculous, man. You got to make some money. I'm like, no, I don't want to make any money. I'm not doing that. So, yes, if you subscribe, there will be no bill sent to you. So it will not hurt you at all. I promise. Also, feel free to comment down below in the chat. We got a active chat today, and I appreciate that. I really do. It makes things more fun and more enjoyable. And we also got a pretty solid game with a lot of excitement. The Pirates, again, took an early advantage 2-0 at the end of 3, but the Cubs with a 3 home run inning in the top of the 5th, all solo shots. So they lead 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. All right. Here is the first pitch to Reynolds. And Reynolds, line drive right to Swanson. And Swanson makes the catch for out number 1. I don't know what that ejection thing is. I guess it might be catching up from what happened earlier. I don't really recall what happened earlier when that happened. I guess it's updating now. Okay, so that's, I guess, who got ejected, Dustin Kelly. All right, here's the first pitch to McCutchen. That's going to be in there, called strike. McCutchen, I would say, is my all-time favorite Pirates player. Coming back to hopefully retire in Pittsburgh. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be away, ball 1. It's going to be a little frustrating for McCutchen, the fact that, he has the second highest OPS on the team, and he's, 37? He's thinking, okay, these young guys don't know how to hit the ball. 1-1 count to McCutchen. That's going to be away. So that is now 2-1. 2-1 count to McCutchen. Can he be clutching? Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to short. He's going to throw on to first for out number 2. So he cannot be clutching for the moment. And that will bring up Emmanuel Valdez. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Batting .221, OPS of .733. He has 1 strikeout as well. Ray sets and delivers. And that's going to be in there, a called strike. Ray's only allowed 3 hits. I mean, he's looking very good. To say you outdueled Skeens is very impressive. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be outside ball 1. Ray, I believe, came in today with a ERA of sub 1. It's up to 1.48 now. I mean, that's still really good. It's only allowed 2 runs as we near the end of the 6th. Here's the 1-1. Valdez hits the ball. That's going to get past the second baseman, so that's a 2-out single here for Valdez. So maybe the Pirates trying to work some two-out magic here. I will try to be a realist and say that's unlikely, but we can all hope for the best. Or the Pirates fans can anyway. I'm sure there's some Cubs fans in here as well. I know Justin. Go Cubbies. That's going to be outside ball one. Brian Hayes, I believe that's the first pitch he's taken. As the first two at-bats, he'd been swinging first pitch pop-outs. Hayes 0 for 2 on the day. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be in there, called strike. Yeah, I saw a lot of that last night. Amaya caught the ball but then dropped it immediately. Like, I don't know if there's something different with the balls or whatnot, but the catchers are having a hard time catching it. Here is the 1-1 to Hayes. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hayes again batting .241, OPS of .611. I'm honestly happy that his OPS is above 600 because, that's really 600 seems to be pretty tough for him to get sometimes. Ray sets and delivers. Hayes pops it up. Chased the ball high up out of the zone. And Horner makes the catch for out number 3. So this sixth inning went by pretty quickly as we head to the top of the 7th. The Cubs leading 3-2 over the Pirates. All right, around the major leagues, what's going on? Well, the Reds and Cardinals is still indeed delayed. Reds were leading 2-1 when they called the game, or they didn't call it, but whenever it was called for a delay. Royals Rays 1-1 at the end of 4. D-backs Mets are tied at 0 apiece in the top of the 4th. The Guardians up 1-0 over the Twins in the top of the 4th. And the Brewers and White Sox, they will eventually get underway. Not too sure when. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call random baseball games. It's been mostly Pirates. So if you're a Pirates fan, you definitely should subscribe. But if you're a fan of other teams, don't feel like this is just a Pirates channel. I have called other games. In fact, this is my second Cubs game. I know it was not a Cubs-Pirates game. It was a Cubs D-backs game, and that one was crazy. That ended up being the 14-11 game. That was a crazy game. Very exciting. Also, don't hesitate to comment down below in the chat. I love chatting with sports fans, just talking away about whatever. It's always fun. That's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to say, so I guess I'll repeat that for the next few times between innings. Also, again, I have this neat little score bug here, or sports ticker. Score bug's way down there, and you don't really need it because there's another one right there. But you have the score bug down there. But yeah, a little ticker there. If you want to know what's going on, who's playing, what today, there you go. Hockey, MLB, and then NBA now, of course. They don't have the NFL because the NFL is not happening yet, obviously. I wish they would have the UFL scores, but, it's whatever. I cried that game so bad. It was a good game, but wild. That was a crazy game live. Well, I'm telling you, that was the best baseball game I've seen in a long time. Score prediction for this game. I'm going to go Cubs 5, Pirates 3. That's what I'm going to do. Cubs winning this one, I think. 5-3. Sadly, as that first pitch is fouled off. Here is the 0-1 to Birdie. I guess he replaces Lopez. Birdie gets under this one, sends this to left center field. Canario is there to make the catch for out number 1, as Cruz is like, hey, man, that was my ball. And Canario's like, look, I got there first. Justin's going to say that it stays 3-2, and that wouldn't shock me either. That was actually my initial thought, but I'm like, nah, there's going to be some more runs. I think. I hope makes it more exciting. Here is Wentz again. Delivering. That's going to be fouled off. Happ batting from the right side now. as he faces the lefty Wentz. Again, Happ is 1 for 2 with a walk, batting .269, OPS of .730. Wentz delivers. Happ ground ball to third, but this one is just foul. 0-2 count here to Happ. Led off the game with a single on the first pitch. As we have a brief delay here. Okay, so it's saying mound visit. I'm not seeing a mound visit. I guess Davis did go to the mound, but Wentz was, I don't know. Whatever, we're back here. Happ in the box. Wentz setting. And delivers the 0-2. Ground ball to short. It gets past Triolo. So Happ here with a 1-out single here in the top of the 7th. And that's going to bring up Kyle Tucker. Tucker is 1 for 2 on the day. Had the home run. He also has a walk. So Wentz will deal with Happ at first as Kyle Nicholas is going to warm up in the Pirates bullpen. Here's the first pitch to Tucker, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 count to Tucker. Again, Happ on first. With 1 out here at the top of the 7th. That's your Happ daddy. Happ is crushing it right now. He's from Pittsburgh, so I guess he wants to take it out on the Pirates for not taking him. Though I guess he's probably not too upset because the Pirates, again, not exactly a great franchise right now. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Of course, they haven't really been a great franchise my entire life. Even when they had that nice run, you still couldn't call them a great franchise at the time because they were still cheap. 1-1 count here to Tucker. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and pitch in pretty much the exact same spot. Cutter in the inner part of the plate. 1-2 count. Wentz sets. Looks over at Happ and delivers. That's going to be chopped back foul. So Tucker trying to stay alive here again. Cubs, the Pirates don't really have an offense, but you still want to extend this lead. I mean, it's only 3-2. 1-2 count here to Tucker. Wentz sets and delivers. And Tucker sends this to center. Happ took off. Cruz is under it, so Happ is going to go back to first for out number 2. Cruz was near the warning track there, so he gave it a pretty good ride. So I didn't realize Shelton wasn't the manager right now. Was he ejected and I didn't see it, or is he just away for the day? I don't know. If you guys want to inform me what's going on there, if you're a Pittsburgh fan, let me know. As Wentz will be relieved, and they're going to insert Kyle Nicholas here in the top of the 7th. So we got a pitching change. If Tucker goes yard again, I'll cry, but also be happy. Well, I would cry maybe for other reasons. I wouldn't be happy. So we got a pitching change here, so I'll go, I don't really feel like. Yeah, go ahead. Why not? All right. Well, what happened here? I'm not seeing Reds Cardinals anymore. No, it's still delayed. Okay. Royals, Rays 1-1, top of the 5th. Guardians 1, Twins nothing in the bottom of the 4th. D-backs up 1-0 over the Mets in the top of the 4th. Brewers, White Sox, they are now underway. It is 0-0. Brewers have bases loaded with 2 outs. And again, Cardinals, Reds is still delayed. Look, a pitcher with 2 first names. Yeah. Never trust a guy with 2 first names. Sorry. Tom Brady, Matt Ryan. I'm sure there's others. I just can't think of anything. Aaron Rodgers. Of course, he has the S. All questionable characters. All questionable. Matt Ryan, if you're thinking, well, what's wrong with Matt Ryan? 28-3. Did not know how to score any more points. Tom Brady, obviously, with all the, Deflategate, other stuff with the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers, interesting personality. Very interesting. But I'm hoping he's my quarterback for next year, and that's it. 1 year rental, and we're done with him. Kyle Nicholas will be pitching here for the Pirates as he faces Seiya Suzuki, but he's not going to face him yet as he tries to pick off Happ to no avail. Suzuki is 1 for 2 with the home run. Also has a walk. He's batting .291, OPS of .963. Here's the first pitch. That's in there for strike one. Nicholas, 98 on the gun. Seiya off to a pretty good start. It's a solid player. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. That one, he was looking to swing there as that curveball was way outside in the dirt. He swung really early. I guess he was going for fastball. Suzuki's like, what in the world did I swing at? All right, 0-2 count on Suzuki. Nicholas sets and delivers. That's going to be just high for ball one. Rush should retire. He's bad too. I felt bad for JF because he didn't really even get a shot on the Steelers. Played well, then booted. I respectfully, and I might lose some people here, I respectfully disagree. Here's the 1-2. Suzuki sends this left. Canario back at the wall, and it's gone. Oh, my gosh. We're going to wait on my Justin Fields thing because I'm going to weep and cope that Seiya Suzuki hits his second home run of the day. It's a 2-run shot here in the top of the 7th. Oh, the Cubs now lead 5-2. And I'm supposed to try to stay unbiased here when I'm commentating, but again, it's tough seeing the Pirates lose over and over again. It's kind of expected. I did say the Cubs would win 5-3, but there you go. Freaking A. Here's the first pitch to Bush. That's going to be low, ball one. I did say 5-3. I don't even know if the Pirates are going to score another run now. 5-2 is good. Oh, man. So the Cubs now leading by 3. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be outside ball 2. So, Russ, I don't think, and this is going to be like, what are you talking about, man? I don't think Russ played bad. Definitely struggled down the stretch. Here is the 2-0 from Nicholas. That's going to be low, ball 3. Russ played tough for competition. Put up 44 points on the Bengals, and I remember arguing on Twitter, anyone can do that on the Bengals. Well, actually, no one else did against the Bengals, so that's a dumb statement. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be in there, strike one. But, no, Russ was fine. Definitely just, I don't know. The Steelers had the last, 7-8 years have struggled down the stretch, so the Steelers did what they always do. Here's the 3-1, strike two. Russ did play poorly down the stretch, but Fields played really – I didn't see much difference between him and the last few years of just playing safe, don't turn the ball over type of football, and that's not going to win you anything. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to first. Valdez is going to step on the bag. There was a little bit of drama there. Was he going to toss it to Nicholas? Nicholas was like, I don't know if I should go there, but he does step on the bag for out number 3. So the Cubs now lead 5-2 thanks to the 2-run shot by Suzuki here at the top of the second. So 5-2, we head to the bottom of the second. All right, Royals up 4-1 over the Rays in the bottom of the 5th. D-backs up 1-0 over the Mets in the bottom of the 4th. Guardians up 2-0 over the Twins in the bottom of the 4th. Brewers don't put up any runs there in the top of the first, despite bases loaded. It's still 0-0 in the bottom of the first. So, yeah, no, I did say 5-3. So, hey, we'll see if Pittsburgh can tack on a run, a pity run. Just, again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I call a bunch of random games, not just Pirates games. I have called other Cubs games before. That's how I got Justin here. Hey, there you go. So, also, feel free to comment. I do love chatting away. We're talking about, that's right, Justin Fields. So, Justin Fields, again, I just felt like he played conservative. Now, it's probably what he was told to do, but Russ elevated the offense to where Justin could. Justin's not a great passer. I don't really, if you think he is, okay, that's fine. I don't think he is. And I think the Steelers knew that. And, again, they just asked him to, like, hey, manage the game, pretty much do what Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky did for the past few years. Just, like, don't lose the game. Let the defense win the game, which is stupid. You can't have that mindset in today's NFL. You know, that's not going to win you games against Josh Allen or Mahomes. It did against Jackson, but Jackson now figured out, oh, yeah, I don't have to play like an idiot anymore. I can now put up 30 points on the Steelers, and he's going to do that from now on. You know, I don't know why you would change up his game plan every time. Or the Ravens would have Jackson throw the ball like 30, 40 times versus the Steelers, when that's not what Jackson's all about. Jackson is really good whenever he's working that RPO. And now with Henry, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent about the Ravens being really good, but no, I don't really think Justin's not going to do well in New York. I don't know. That's a very poor decision by him to leave Pittsburgh. Not saying I wanted him in the first place, but him going to the New York Jets, yeah, that's pretty much over. But I guarantee you'll still have the Justin Fields supporters say, no, man, he still needs more chances. No, it's a bad team. Well, at some point, you just got to point the finger at yourself. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be outside strike one. 1-1 count to Canario. He's 1 for 2. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be outside ball 2. Canario's 1 for 2 again. 103 OPS. Apparently he's going to ground out here. Dang it. Here's the pitch from Merriweather. And there's a chopper to third. Birdie, one hopper to first, and makes a great throw and pick to get the out at number 1. I don't know, Justin, if that was probably not what you expected or expected. I don't know. But if you have any comments on what I just said about Justin Fields, I'd love to hear it. Because, again, I'm curious. I know when it comes to most sports opinions, or specifically NFL, I will probably be in the minority there. Here's the first pitch to Frazier. I do my best to ignore what the media is telling me. Like, the media gets behind a player and they push and push and push. I want to see if this guy's actually good. That's pretty much where I'm at. I like to see for myself. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be inside ball 1. He got paid. I think he's going to ball out whether he can pass or not. LOL. He's got Breece Hall, and it's still a pretty dominant defense if they cannot be their normal Jets. Well, that's the thing. I think they are going to be the Jets. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be fouled down the right side. Almost making the catch as Bush falls into the netting. Plus teaming up with college teammate Garrett. Again, I don't think it's a lot different. Anyone can look really good in college. No, I think the Jets are the Jets, and I think he made a poor decision. But he got paid. No, for sure. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you're a professional athlete. I don't really care about the money personally. I mean, it's not my money. If he gets paid, whatever. Here's the 1-2. Frazier sends this to right. And actually, it's going to be Crow that calls off Tucker to make the catch for round number 2. But no, I think they'll do what Rodgers just did with the Jets. 5-12. That's what I think will happen. I'm actually surprised the Jets didn't go quarterback. I really thought they'd be looking at a quarterback. They may have picked one up in the later rounds. I actually don't know. Can't be too certain about that. Here's Triolo. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, a called strike. 0-1 count Triolo batting 167 on the year, 414 OPS, 0 homers with 1 RBI. That's going to be outside ball 1. 1-1 count to Triolo. Pirates looking like they pretty much gave it away. I would say 4 home runs by the Cubs, though. They took it. Ground ball to short. Swanson throws to first for out number 3. So 1-2-3 go the Pirates as we head to the top of the 8th. Your score, Cubs 5, Pirates 2. Rogers isn't as mobile as JF, though. Oh, well, yeah, no, Rogers definitely, after the Achilles, because Rogers could still move even in his mid to late 30s, but the Achilles, you saw it last year, he was not nearly as mobile. Real question is, who do you think will end up being QB1 for the Browns? Ooh. Week 1, it's got to be Flacco or Pickett. Really, whoever. I don't really think they're going to give the keys to the rookies, especially since they're not first rounders. If you're going to tell me about Russ, well, that was a little different. Matt Flynn had a fluke game. Got himself paid in Seattle. Yeah, Flynn was not good. Really, I don't think they go with either of the rookies. I think it's just either between whoever wins out of Flacco and Pickett. And Flacco has familiarity with the offense. So I'm leaning Flacco. And I don't know if they would cut Pickett. I think Pickett's in a tough spot. If he doesn't win the QB1 spot, he might be cut altogether. I think they're going to ride with Flacco or Gabriel. I just don't think Gabriel, to be honest, Gabriel didn't really do much for me as far as college. When I watched him play at Oregon, I'm like, he's okay. I think he's just surrounded by elite talent. It wouldn't surprise me, though. Again, it's really the Browns. The Browns are the Browns. But I think it's really down between Flacco or Pickett. If I had to put money on it, I would say it's one of those two. Gabriel or Shador. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting for sure. I'm ready. I want to see how they all look in preseason. I doubt Flacco plays in preseason, but Pickett and then Sanders and Gabriel, I'd like to see how they all look in a Browns uniform and how they perform as that first pitch is in there. Strike 1. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Here is the 0-1. It's going to be chopped foul. Yeah, he's not amazing, but I think he'll pan out better than Shador. Well, as a backup for certain, again, with Shador, he pretty much has to be the starter or else he really can't be in the locker room. That's too much of a distraction. Here is the 0-2 to Nico. That's going to be almost hit him. Oh, man, almost took his face off. That's ball 1. Again, an example of this, if you're thinking, well, what the heck does that mean? Well, when Cam was in New England, Cam was the start of the year prior to, in between Tom and Mac. And when Mac won, Cam was cut. It's a ground ball to Triolo. He throws to first. Did Valdez get the foot on the bag? He did. What a play by Triolo and Valdez. Triolo with his arm strength. Valdez with a nice snag. That's one away. But yeah, no, you can't really have a noisy backup. Who gets the QB1 job in Indy? Oh, yeah. Pretty much John Cena versus The Rock WrestleMania there. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones. That is a battle of... That's going to be outside ball 1. This is Crow Armstrong. I don't know. That's Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson. That is... I'll have to think about that for a few seconds. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be upstairs, ball 2. Anthony Richardson. Eileen Richardson. But that's not, again, it's one of those where it's like, I don't know. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball 3. I mean, I think just Richardson pulling himself out was literally, I think, the death nail of his career. Saying he got tired, I think that pretty much did it for him. That's going to be in there, strike 1. 3-1 count. I'm leaning Richardson, but And really, again, it's a 50-50. If, like, Daniel Jones won it, okay. If Richardson won it, okay. Like, really, it's just 50-50. I think either one could win. 3-1. Swung on and missed. Crow chasing. He wanted to kill it. Yeah, the Colts are kind of just, I wonder if they are also looking for Arch next year, really. Crow fouls this one back. So the count remains at 3-2. Again, don't be a stranger. You can join Justin and I in the comments. We're just chatting about QB1 in next year for the Browns or the Jets or the Colts. Here's the 3-2. Carl Armstrong sends this one to right. Reynolds jogs on over and makes the catch for out number 2. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I wanted Indy to grab a QB this draft, and they should grab Arch. That would be stellar. I don't want them to grab Arch. I want Arch in Pittsburgh. Who are you feeling? Rockies versus the Giants. Oh, it's definitely going to be the Giants. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in there, strike one. I mean, the Rockies are... There's something special about this Rockies team. If you want to look right beneath me. Crap. Right there. Look at those standings here. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be fouled back. Look at that special Rockies team. 5-25. They actually picked up their 5th win last night. Giants 19-12. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bet the Rockies to win a game at all. Amaya sends this to center. Cruz jogging on back to make the catch for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Your score, Cubs 5, Pirates 2. Luck retired way too early. I would say, yeah, no, he did. But, I mean, again, it's a personal decision. It just sucks, though, because Luck was pretty good. Rockies are projected to do worse than the White Sox. I believe they are on pace to do worse than the White Sox. Now, if you bet on the Rockies and they win, I bet that's a nice payout there, live well. So if that's what you're, if you're trying to go for the big payday, I would say go for the Rockies. But again, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is actually insane. Look at that record. That is like MLB The Show. I cut the major league team, bring up the double A team to play, and that's pretty much what you'd see. That is some impressive stuff in Colorado right now. There's something special brewing in Colorado. 5-25. That is special. If you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call games. I chat with you. And again, you can definitely comment down below, and we'll talk about whatever. I'm a big NFL fan. Talking about baseball, too. That's what I'm covering. I might as well know a good bit about baseball, or at least some. But, yeah, if this is what you like, hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate everyone that has subscribed and everyone that's chatted. I really do. It's really cool. I mean, I just started taking this seriously in February, really. I did a little bit of football thing in, like, December, but I was, like, half-hearted about it. Didn't really know what I was doing. Now I kind of have an idea, and I'm really excited for this year, this fall, this football season. So I'm excited. Hopefully you join me along the way, and I do appreciate you choosing me today. I know I sound like some sort of business, but I do appreciate you letting me call this game and being your entertainment for these past few hours. It's really cool. It's really cool just seeing just pretty great people. Again, I appreciate Livewell again. He's been here for a while, and I appreciate him. Justin, it's been really great talking to you as well today. That first pitch is high, ball 1. If Rockies somehow beat the White Sox loss record this year, I'll be amazed. Isn't the Rockies one of the teams that never won a title? I think the Rockies have not won a title. That one's in there, strike 1. I'm looking that up Livewell right now. But, yes, no, I'd love to see a team that doesn't even cross 40 wins. That pitch is in there for a called strike. Davis, again, thinking it's way inside, but that's way over the plate. Not win a World Series. What you got? Yep, the Rockies have not won a World Series. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside ball 2. I know they went to a World Series in like the 2000s. I just wasn't sure if they won it. Rockies, Brewers, Padres, Mariners, and Rays have not won a World Series. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, and that's going to be fouled down the left side. You are correct. Yes, no, I just remembered they went to a World Series in the 2000s, and I just wasn't sure if they won it or not. Here is the 2-2. Davis, and it's over. Swanson's outstretched glove at short, so we have a single with nobody out here. And you would say that the heart of the lineup is coming up for the Pirates because usually the heart of the lineup is what, 3, 4, 5? Well, ours is 1, 2, 3 in Cruz, Reynolds, and McCutchen. This is the heart and brain because I don't trust anyone really after that. To be honest with you. Now, if Joey Bart were playing, that'd be a nice bet to have. Gorski's shown some promise, but no, we don't put those guys out there in a series decider game against your division rival. Why would you? 1-0 count here to Cruz. Cruz is 1 for 3, has 8 home runs, 17 RBIs, OPS of 905. Davis on first. Hodge delivers, and that's going to be fouled back. In fact, I didn't give you any stats on Hodge. That's my bad. Hodge coming in today with a 5.14 ERA. So he allows a run every 2 innings, I'd say. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be outside strike 2. Gets a call there. Cruz does not like it. Could have been a 2-1 count, but he gets a call. 1-2. Canario and Frazier. Maybe. Maybe. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to first. What a pick. Oh, no! Swanson dropped it at second. A potential double play. And Swanson, I guess, took his eye off the ball because that was the slowest toss, pretty much. Swanson just dropping it. Cruz, a rocket to first. Light toss from first. And Swanson, not even close. I don't know what he just gets the end of the glove. I don't know what he was doing. But I'm happy he didn't do. Need McClutchen. Yeah, we need McClutchen. I said McClutchen. You said McCutchen. But he needs to be clutching here. All right, this is Brian Reynolds at the plate. First and second, nobody out. Here's the first pitch from Hodge. That one is outside, strike 1. Reynolds doesn't like the call. Looks like they're giving the outside part of the plate to righties. Again, a Swanson error puts runners at first and second. Nobody out here on the bottom of the 8th. Hodge sets and delivers. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Skeens did give up 3 homers ballpark. It was not pretty. All in the same inning. That's what makes it really crazy. All in the top of the 5th. So the Cubs got to Skeens and knocked him out of there in the 5th inning. Or actually after the 5th inning, 6 innings, Wentz came in. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be a called strike at the knees. 1-2 count. Again, if you're just joining us, hit that subscribe button. I do call a bunch of random games. Mostly Pirates, but I do call other games. This is my second Cubs game. Here's the 1-2 to Reynolds. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low away. And the runners should advance, and they do. So both runners are now in scoring position with still nobody out. So a wild pitch by Hodge. Terrible timing. To be honest, there had been some wild pitches earlier, but nobody was on for the Pirates. But here, that's huge. Moves them each up 90 feet. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. 2-2 count to Brian Reynolds. Reynolds, ground ball to second. And they're going to get Reynolds out at first, but that will push across Davis, so it's now 5-3. Cruz moves to third, so we still have some life here for the Pirates. I did say the Cubs would win 5-3, so if we lose, I hope it's 5-3. But honestly, again, I'd love the Pirates to try to push across these runs, or this run, and hopefully continue this rally here, or potential rally. as McCutchen will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the day, and that one's going to be in there, a called strike. McCutchen again 0 for 3, batting .267, OPS of .799, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Can Andrew McCutchen be clutching? I hope he be clutching. Here's the 0-1. McCutchen fouls this one back. 5-3 score like he called. Let's see what they do. I hope they do something. 3 home runs. Yeah, no, Skeen's allowing 3 home runs, all of them in the top of the 5th. Runner on third, 1 out. McCutchen at the plate. Here is the 0-2 from Hodge. And this one is ripped, but it's foul. All over that one, but just pulled it a little bit, got a little too eager there. So we'll do this again at 0-2. Pirates looking to avoid getting their 20th loss of the year. Just a terrible start for the Pirates. Here is the 0-2 from Hodge. Chopper. He's going to just look. McCutchen, what a terrible. If McCutchen had been sprinting, I would say McCutchen would have gotten there as that throw was off the mark. It was a little floater. I guess I'm not going to rip the 37-year-old McCutchen for not sprinting down the line, but honestly, had he been sprinting, he would have gotten there. McCutchen. That's why you run it out, guys. That's why you run it out. That's tough. All right, in steps in Valdez. Again, Cruz is on third, 2 outs. So I would say the Cubs feeling a lot better now that they have 2 outs and only 1 runner on. Valdez is 1 for 3 today. He did strike out earlier. .232 batting average, .749 OPS. Hodge sets, looks at Cruz, and delivers. That's going to be low in the dirt, but a good snag by Amaya. As Amaya is going to walk to the mound, try to calm him down. Not running hard in a 2-run ball game is wild. It happens more than you'd think. It really does. It's a little disappointing, but yeah, I'm going to give McCutchen a pass. I wouldn't give Cruz a pass, really, or any of the younger players. But like McCutchen, 37 years old, I would like to see him run it out, though. I really would. I think you should. I don't like the jogging because, again, you're running. It speeds up the play for the second baseman, third baseman, or the pitcher in that case. You know, you got to make a good throw because they're sprinting. But, you know, you see all these guys are jogging, gives the player plenty of time to make a decent throw. And anyway, here's the 2-0. That's going to be low, ball 3. Valdez looking to get on here and put runners on the corners if he can do so. 3-0 count to Valdez. That's going to be in there, strike 1. Manuel Valdez batting cleanup. I've never really heard of this guy until this year. Not even going to lie to you, but he's our cleanup hitter. In the last few games I've called, he's been the guy in the 4-hole. Here's the 3-1. It's big swing and a miss, strike 2. It looks like he's going to ask for time. Put the pressure on the defense, play the game. Yeah, no, I'm. Hindsight's 20/20. I feel like McCutchen, if he would have known, it would have caused a bad throw, which it did. It was just a bad throw by the pitcher. He would be standing on first. There'd only be 1 out. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be upstairs, ball 4. He walked him. And that's going to bring up Cabrian Hayes, and we're actually going to have a mound visit here by the Cubs. I don't know if they're going to have a pitching change. Cabrian Hayes stepping up today. He is 0 for 3 on the day. .239 batting average, .606. So that's the pitching coach. He's getting out of there. Counsell is on the phone, looking like they're going to call to the pen, but just to warm up somebody or something. As we have runners on the corners. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs here in the bottom. Oh, I already said bottom of the 8th. I'm an idiot. So Palencia, he is warming up in the Chicago bullpen. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call games when I'm not working, and my wife says, I don't need your attention for now. Then I'll be in front of this camera calling a baseball game, and this is what I do. I'm ready for football season, so if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button. But that'll be in September. Hodge sets. This is Hayes. Runners on the corners. Hayes sends this to left field, and it's right. Adam at Hap, as that is out number 3. So the Pirates get one back there in the bottom of the 8th. As we enter the top of the 9th, your score, Cubs 5, Pirates 3. Unfortunate stuff there for the Pirates. All right, here we go around the major leagues. The Royals up 7-1 over the Rays in the bottom of the 6th. The D-backs up 2-0 over the Mets in the top of the 6th. The Guardians up 2-0 over the Twins in the top of the 6th. The Reds and Cardinals, they are in a delay. I guess it's a rain delay. And it's 2-1 there. Reds leading. White Sox up 1-0 over the Brewers at the end of 2. And the Athletics lead 1-0 over the Rangers in the top of the 1st. This Little League stuff, though, he gets paid. I agree. You're right. I really shouldn't give him a pass, but again, he's done so much for Pittsburgh. I don't know. You're right, though. You are correct. He should have ran it out. That is something that he should have done. Score prediction is sadly looking solid. I'm just devastated that the Pirates will lose once again. 20th loss in the season incoming in about 20 minutes or so. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Again, this is what I do. Feel free to also comment down below. Talk about whatever you'd like. I read all comments. I can't tell if that's someone there. That is. Okay. My wife is now home, so it's actually great timing. This game will be ending soon. Yes. I'll talk to you soon, I promise. Embarrassing me in front of the chat. But again, feel free to chat down below, and I interact with you. Again, that's the advantage of me not being exactly the most popular guy on YouTube, is that chat won't exactly be blowing up and moving up and down fast. All right, so we are having Hunter Stratton replace Kyle Nicholas as he faces Swanson. Stratton has only appeared in one game with a 13.5 ERA so far this year, so I guess he's allowed 1 run and 0.2 innings. 0-1 count here to Swanson. Here's the 0-1. Swanson sends this to right. Reynolds is on the run, and that's going to get just foul. Landed just right of the foul line. Probably would have been a double had it got down in fair territory. Reynolds was booking it, but he had been playing more favorably to the left side of the right field. So 0-2 count here for Swanson. Again, he was one of the 3 that had the home runs in the top of the 5th. In fact, he's the one that started that home run parade. Swanson, Tucker, and Suzuki homering in the 5th. Suzuki again homering in the 7th. That time off, I believe, Joey Wentz. 0-2 count here for Swanson. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. So the count remains at 0-2. Again, Swanson batting .206, .662 OPS, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. So if your OPS is .662 after 1 month, but you have 6 home runs, I mean, that's not too bad. Here's the 0-2. That's in the dirt. Davis is down. I wonder if it caught him in a unfortunate spot. He's been hit a lot lately, just in this game. He has been beat up with these balls in the dirt that are not bouncing where the padding is. It's bouncing right, just where there's no padding. Duh. Stratton looks over for some reason at first. There's no one there. And pitches. That's going to be down and low ball, too. He literally, what was he doing? I guess he's just going through the motions, kind of like what I do. Stratton, here's the 2-2. Chopper to third. Hayes running hard, but he's unable to get a throw off as Swanson was booking it down the line. So we have a single here with nobody out. Chicago feeding them the boys the Wheaties. Yeah, probably. They are crushing the ball today, and they just look more alive than the Pirates. All right, so here's Birdie. He is 0 for 1. He replaced Lopez earlier. Swing and a miss, strike one. Stratton here again. This is his second game of the year. I believe he was recently recalled too. Here is the 0-1 from Stratton. And this one is single to right. Reynolds throws it in. Nice throw. It's going to keep Swanson at second. So my 5-3 scoring prediction is not looking all that great right now, as the Cubs look to add on even more. So that's going to turn over the lineup here as Ian Happ will step to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here's the first pitch from Stratton. That one is swung on it, missed, strike one. That was a hanging slider. I thought Happ was about to send that into the Allegheny. Happ again, 739 OPS, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Happ sends this to right, and that one is off the wall. Reynolds throws it in. Swanson is going to score, so my 5-3 scoring prediction is done. The Cubs now lead 6-3 in the top of the ninth with still nobody out, so this one could end up being a blowout. Hanging breaking ball. He left the previous one hanging, decides to throw the same pitch again in pretty much the same spot. So that was an interesting decision by Stratton, as again the Cubs take advantage and they are now up 6-3. Just probably another 5 feet, and that one is gone too. That one off the low padding. I do not want to see the happy dance. I will not be doing a happy dance, because not exactly happy as they have a mound visit again. If you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I'm only going to be promoting it a few more times, so don't feel like this guy's annoying. Actually, you can't feel that way. I'm not going to tell you not to feel a certain way, but I got to do it. That's what the small time people do. We just promote. But again, the Cubs up 6-3 over the Pirates in the top of the ninth. This is going to bring up Kyle Tucker. It's 1 for 3 with the home run. He also has a walk. Swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1 count to Kyle Tucker. Please strike out Kyle Tucker. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be inside, ball one. This game taking about, 2 hours and 20 minutes, so pretty fast-moving game. 1-1 count here to Tucker. Here's the pitch. Tucker, hot shot to second. Frazier stares at the third base runner and walks over to the bag. Actually tosses it to Valdez, so one out here. What a great play by Frazier. And that's really his strength, is just the fact that, he can play a lot of positions, and he plays pretty decent, pretty solid defense for the most part, actually. Not much at the plate, but he will play pretty good defense. All right, so one out here for Suzuki, 2 runners on. That's going to be in there, strike one. 0-1 count to Suzuki, OPS of 999. Approaching 1,000, 9 home runs on the year, 28 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. In there, strike two. He doesn't look like he wanted to take it. He just, unfortunate stuff there. He's mad at himself. 0-2 count. Stratton sets and delivers. Outside, ball 1. Not really a busy day there in Pittsburgh. Not exactly a packed house. Not really a shocker. 1-2 count to Suzuki. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, and again, Davis taking another shot. Oh, the ball is just not finding the padding. He is taking a beating. Davis he's going to be bruised up down there beneath the waist for sure. One-two count to Suzuki. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Suzuki sends this to shallow right. Reynolds on the run. Makes a sliding catch. Throws home. And what a defensive play by Reynolds on the run. Sliding catch, immediately hopping up and throwing home, preventing the base runner at third from moving up. Just an amazing defensive play. Oh, that's a great play. You guys might need to look that one up later. Jam Suzuki. If he's tagging... If Birdie's tagging, he might have scored. It would have been really close. Birdie's really upset with himself. I don't know why he didn't tag up. All right, 2 outs here. Runners on second and third. Stratton delivers. And that one is going to get fouled. Bush is at the plate. He's 1 for 4. 275 batting average. OPS of 878. 0-1 count to Bush. Bush is going to foul this one back. So 0-2 count. Stratton looking to get out of here with just 1 run allowed. Looked like it was going to be a disastrous inning, but maybe he can contain it a little bit. Again, great defensive plays here by Frazier and Reynolds, keeping this a 6-3 ball game. 0-2 count to Bush. Bush sends this in between. It gets past Valdez. There's one. Chicago sending the second one. He's going to score. So it's now Chicago up by 5 now as it's 8-3 in the top of the ninth. This one looking like it's going to be over. So Stratton looks like he may need to go back down to AAA because he looks like he is rough right now. Cubs leading 8-3, 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Here is Horner as he takes a pitch inside ball 1. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. Horner, OPS of 688, 0 home runs, 14 RBIs. Here's the 1-0. Horner sends this to center. Cruz is jogging over to it and makes the catch for out number 3. So what a day to be a Cubs fan as the Cubs are up by 5 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 9. Happy day. Yeah. Giving the Pirates it's unfortunate stuff. The Diddy treatment. It is rough here. All right. Final, what's happening around the league? Well, the D-backs up 2-1 over the Mets in the top of the 7th. The Royals are up 7-2 over the Rays in the top of the 7th. The Guardians, Twins is now delayed, so I guess there is some sort of rain happening in Ohio. As, again, the Guardians are up 2-0 on the Twins. Reds still delayed with the Cardinals up 2-1. Brewers are down to the White Sox 1-0 at the end of 3. The Athletics are up 1-0 over the Rangers as they head to the bottom of the 2nd. So that is most likely my last little update. Again, I do want to say thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. I appreciate you. I really do. This is what I do. I call games, though. If this is your type of thing, if you're not subscribed, I recommend you hit that subscribe button. Why? It's free. It won't cost you a dime. I promise. There will be no bill sent to you. So the worst thing that could happen is that you scroll by me one day whenever you see me on YouTube. Like, don't really want to watch that bum, and that's fine. I do ask for your subscription. If you don't subscribe today, definitely subscribe in the near future, but you really should subscribe today. Also, feel free to comment down below. You said the cards are still delayed. They are indeed still delayed as of a few seconds ago. Unless you're getting different news. I mean, they could be playing, but I'm seeing that they are still in delay. Cardinals, Reds. Again, I do thank everyone for stopping by as Ryan Presley is down here to close things down to the ninth. He will not get the save, but, obviously wants to not allow a run and lower his ERA a little bit as his ERA is at a 2.25. In steps in Canario. Here's the pitch. That's right down the middle. Strike one. Canario batting 100 on the year. 382 OPS. 1 home run. 1 RBI. Here is the 0-1. Canario fouls this one back. Strike two. They might get postponed. I don't know. I don't know how serious the rain is. I guess I'd have to look at the radar. I mean, if it's going to clear up soon, then, they can probably play it tonight or something. Or a few more in the evening, I would say. Here's the 0-2. The Canario sends this one. Shallow right field. Bush is under it and makes the catch for out number one. I don't know how long they'll keep it delayed. Dr. Delayed. Yeah, haha, very funny. I just thought of that myself, so I'm telling myself I'm funny. One out here, and that's going to bring up Adam Frazier as I look at the radar. Oh, yeah, it's a big storm out there. Pittsburgh's actually going to get drenched soon, too. That's why it's cloudy there. Here's the first pitch to Frazier. That's low for ball one. 1-0 count to Frazier. Pirates down 8-3 in the bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Presley in there for a called strike. 1-1 count to Frazier. Pirates were in the lead at one point, showed some life in the bottom of the eighth, but the bullpen did them in again. Here's the 1-1. Frazier fouls this one off the catcher. Strike two. 1-for-2 is 1-2 count is Frazier. He's 0-for-3 on the day. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high. Ball two. 2-2 count. Again, the Cubs just showing why they are among the NL elite, I would say. Here's the 2-2. Frazier fouls this one as well back. Cubs looking to go to 19-13 on the year. The Pirates, they'll drop their 20th game, 12-20. Most likely their record after today's game. 2-2 count to Frazier. Presley sets and delivers. Frazier, ground ball to first. He's going to toss it to Presley for out number two. That's going to bring up Triolo. Jared Triolo. No, we do have a pinch hitter, actually. It's going to be Joey Bart. Bart, one of the better hitters for the Pirates. He's batting .297, OPS of .821. And looks like Bart's going to, I don't know. I thought he was going to step off, but not quite. So Joey Bart, again, batting .297, pinch hitting for Triolo as bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Pirates down by 5. That's going to be outside for strike one. So not getting a call as I see plenty of Pirates fans leaving now. It's over. They are packing up and leaving. Spend nutting, win nutting. That's what they say. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be low for ball one. Triolo's showing up Triolo, who was pinch hit for. Again, Triolo is supposed to be a contact hitter, but hasn't really done that in the major leagues. 1-1 count to Bart. And that one is chopped foul down the left side. So the Pirates down to their final strike here in what was the rubber match. Skeens again getting lit up in the 5th inning. 3 home runs. All of them were solo shots, so not exactly devastating to the scoreline, but it did give the Cubs a 3-2 lead. 1-2 count. Presley sets and delivers. Presley sends this to right on the warning track, and Tucker makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs will raise the W, I guess, as they win 8-3 and move to 19-13, whereas the Pirates continue to just look pathetic as they fall to 12-20. Again, the Pirates had a solo shot home run by Brian Reynolds, my worst home run call of all time. That will not make any compilation highlights, I promise you, for this channel. In the third, Cruz with an RBI double gave the Pirates a 2-0 lead. And then in the 5th inning, he had 3 home runs by Swanson, Tucker, and Suzuki. And that knocked out Skeens. He did finish the 5th, but that was it for him. And then in the 7th, Suzuki with a 2-run shot to make it 5-2. Then the Pirates kind of had a little bit of life there at the end of the 8th inning as they push across 1, but the Cubs again tacking on 3 in the 9th. And that pretty much did the Pirates in. 8-3 is your final score. I do want to say thank you everyone that has stopped by. If this is your thing, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hey, you should definitely hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I got to work later this evening, so I cannot call another game tonight, but I would try if I could. It was great chatting with you today for the game. Dr. D, have a great, wonderful day. Now go spend time with your wife. I will. Again, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Y'all have a great one. I hope y'all's teams win later today, unless you're playing my team. And if your teams play today, well, then enjoy the rest of your day or watch some baseball. Do whatever you want. I'll see y'all next time, hopefully tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Peace.